I am Angie Ham, a volunteer with AARP Texas, and I am pleased to welcome you to an exciting event that is part of our celebration for Hispanic Heritage Month. Every year from September 15th to October 15th, we take the time to recognize and appreciate all the contributions that Hispanics and Latinos contribute to our communities. And this year, we're celebrating in a big way with a variety of free virtual events. So you'll get a chance to learn about our Brownsville history, cooking, gardening classes, while learning different aspects of self-care that you can work on all from the comfort of your own home. These videos, culinary events, historical readings, and more are among some of our presentations that will bring to life our proud Hispanic culture. I also want to tell you that AARP is here to help you and your families navigate through this pandemic. So we're encouraging you to get the free COVID-19 vaccine so you can protect yourself, your children, your grandchildren. And for many of you, there'll be an opportunity soon to get the booster shot to ensure you stay protected from the deadly coronavirus. We want you to have information that you can trust. Learn more by visiting www.aarp.org/vaccinefacts. Thank you, and let's get on with today's presentation.
I'm excited to have with us today our special guest, Angelina Macias, who is chair of the Downtown Main Street organization in Brownsville. Thank you so much for Angelina for joining me today as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
Thank you for having me.
Well, back in 2019, pre-COVID, the Downtown Brownsville Main Street organization submitted a proposal for our AARP Community Challenge Grant. We had, I even want to say, over 2,000 applications, grant applications that came in, and we only awarded, I want to say it was about 100 or so applications. Main Street organization was one of the awardees.
Yeah.
And so we were so pleased to present a check to you all back in 2019, and it was a $20,000 grant. Can you describe a little bit about what was in the proposal and what was the condition of the 14th Street Plaza, which is the area that you all chose to use the monies that were part of that grant?
Well, Downtown Brownsville has two public spaces, and one being Market Square and the other one being the 14th Street Plaza. And Market Square had just recently gone through a renovation in conjunction with the Main Street Facade Improvement Program. So we felt that the second space, public space being 14th Street Plaza, it needed a little boost, it needed a revamp. It was very underutilized and unkept at the time when we applied for it.
If I remember correctly, this 14th Street Plaza is a thoroughfare between Gateway International Bridge, and the rest of the downtown area, and people use that to get to the bus station when they're going to be traveling around, either in the city of Brownsville or to hit points beyond that. And so what other departments at the city of Brownsville participated in beautifying this area?
Total, it was 3 departments that worked together: Parks and Recreation and Public Works, and the Planning Department, in which Main Street works under. So together, the Parks and Recreation with the Public Works did actually the heavy lifting as far as installing the shade structure, the landscape, the trees, and Main Street with the planning department did the project managing, which was pretty much like the call out for the artists and the murals and that sort of thing.
So can you describe the murals that adorn the 14th Street Plaza as you walk through that thoroughfare? And who was the local artist?
Well, the murals that were completed by 3 local artists from the Rio Grande Valley. Their names are Sam Rawls, Monica Lugo, and Alexandria Ganchola. And combined, they have over 25 years of experience as artists. And the mural is titled The Three Graces, which their description of it sheds a light on the relationship between sisters, the relationship between cities, and the relationship between countries. And this work is based on the artist's guiding quest to find unity and live together peacefully. This sentimental scene between sisters illustrates their view that sisterhood is the key to empowerment, social change, and freedom. And it's actually really, really pretty. Like a combination of all 3. They play a good role together.
Yeah, and I think that really goes home to the point that, Brownsville and the city of Matamoros, such as across in Mexico, yes. It really tells the bond that these 2 cities have, being a U.S.-Mexico border community. How does the 14th Street Plaza connect to the area of downtown?
14th Street Plaza is essentially the gateway to our international pedestrian visitors. So anybody coming from Matamoros or beyond, as soon as they cross over, you see the 14th Street Plaza pretty much right there at the entrance. So we wanted to revamp the plaza, not only to serve the local community and to beautify it, but sort of have it as a welcoming space, when somebody comes over, and it's appealing to the eye, and hopefully they return and visit again because it's a pretty area to go through.
So in the future, what activities will be planned for the 14th Street Plaza?
Well, before COVID happened, we envisioned having activities with our local organizations such as AARP and Healthy Communities of Brownsville to activate the space with providing classes for senior citizens, and it's a great space, especially now. During 2018, Main Street did use that space because of its size for Parking Days event. Because of the COVID and everything got just thrown off. So we're hoping that we can go back to what we initially envisioned as far as classes for senior citizens, and hopefully the city reopening can stay that way.
I know in our conversations, back in 2019, we were hoping to, get the Brownsville Wellness Coalition to come in and do a pop-up of farmers market and have some yoga classes out there in the morning on a Saturday and stuff like that. So we could utilize another space within the city, to draw more folks into the downtown area that probably sometimes don't get a chance to go to as much as they would like to.
Right.
So how does this grant benefit the community in Brownsville?
Well, the grant award benefits the community by pretty much making another public space downtown, not only for the revitalization, but just making it accessible to the community overall. Because of our historical downtown, a lot of people usually reminisce about going to downtown with their families or grandparents, and we're hoping to create an area where people revisit downtown again and create new memories. And without the AARP Community Challenge, the project would not have been possible. And we definitely thank the AARP for being a great community partner overall, because it's just totally changed that whole area.
Yeah, we're hoping that once we get past COVID in the new year, we'll actually do a grand opening of the space, because we haven't been able to do that, to invite the public out to come in and see how that area is transformed. So one last question, Angelina, what does Hispanic Heritage Month mean to you?
Mainly just gratitude. Gratitude for the generations of Latinos before us, like my own mother and countless of others who come here overcoming barriers and hurdles, whether emotionally, physically, mentally, just coming over here and providing opportunities for my generation and my children's generation to have a better life overall. And you kind of just have to step back and pause and just be grateful and and thankful for all of their efforts.
So Ms. Macias, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be there with bells on to to come in and ring in this new space that is going to bring life back to that one spot that needed a little bit of revitalization. So I hope everyone has enjoyed our Facebook Live event for today as we continue to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Thank you once again to Mrs. Macias for coming out and joining us. On October 13th, we'll be joined by retired teacher and amateur photographer Danielle Sanchez. For all events, check out our Facebook page at AARP Texas. And this concludes our Facebook Live for today.